whatever your energy is, you will attract more of. So if you're in lack energy, you're going to attract more of that.
Hello and welcome to the Feminine as Fuck podcast. I'm your host, Monica Yates, a period and ICF certified women's life coach, and I help women to harness the power of their period and connect to their feminine flow. In these episodes, we will be talking about all things periods, hormones, confidence, health, food, money, sex, business, feminine flow, your brain, energy, and all the stuff that goes through our heads. You will walk away from each episode with new chicken nuggets and truth bombs, as I don't have a filter and I love talking about all the shit that people are thinking but too afraid to say.
Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you all have had a beautiful week so far and that life is high vibing for you. I'm excited about this podcast episode. We are going to be talking all about what it takes to create your dream life and sort of the steps and the things that you really need to be embodying for success. So these are principles that successful people follow. These are principles that all successful people have in common, these things. So listen closely, get your notebooks out, take some fucking notes. This is like a little bit of a checklist for you almost of, am I doing everything on this list? Is there a mismatch? How can I show up as a better version of myself? What do I need to start doing in order for me to become a better, more embodied, more authentic, more magnetic, more alluring and delicious version of myself? So I'm excited for this podcast episode. We're going to jump straight into it, ladies. A quick reminder that Queen Alchemy has officially opened. So if you want to really start to embody more of your sensuality and help with you and really fix your money mindset, upgrade your wealth frequency, allow yourself to feel like it is safe to be more in your sexuality. If you are struggling to surrender in bed, if you have never had an orgasm before, or if you feel like there is a mismatch between your connection with your body, then this is the perfect program for you. I've actually added on a bonus week. So last round it was 6 weeks. This round it's going to be 7 weeks because I've added a whole other week on for more money stuff and the connection between your vagina and confidence. So this is an epic program. If you haven't done my mastermind and you're really in the depths of shitland, then I wouldn't recommend that you do this one first, because this is for the woman that doesn't have problems with so much like general confidence and general people pleasing. It's more just like in the bedroom and her money stuff that she's really struggling with. That's who this program is for. If you don't know if it's for you, totally cool. Send us an email or you could just send me a DM on Instagram and I will help you work that out. Otherwise, you can just book in your discovery call and we'll chat on the discovery call and see if it's a good fit. If it's not a good fit, then I'll direct you to a place where you'll be able to get all your results, and it might just be a matter of doing a few one-on-one sessions with me beforehand, before we dive into Queen Alchemy. So I'm really excited for that. And let's jump in for the content for today's episode. So the first thing that people have in common that are successful is integrity. Integrity is so important for your business, so important for your life. It's so important for you having self-respect and for other people respecting you. So if you are constantly saying one thing and doing another, if you are telling your clients to do something and you're not embodying it, if you are learning something and then not actually taking action, that is a lack of integrity, right? And if you are not showing up with integrity, you are not really valuing yourself, valuing others, and valuing your place here on the planet. So integrity is the first one that is really important. And the next one is like stepping up and actually being okay with your fears. So fears are scary. Like, duh, they're there for a fucking reason, right? They are there to keep us safe. When you are scared, the best thing you can do is like honor that. As soon as you tell yourself you're wrong for being scared, you put shame and guilt into it. And that is a low vibe frequency. Okay. But when you can honor that you're a bit scared, that you're a bit fearful, you allow it to alchemize and not control you. You become in control of it. And fear is there for a certain purpose. Like your mind, you get scared about things, of course, because it is a protective mechanism. If you were not scared about things, you'd be doing the dumbest shit ever. Of course, right? Of course. So as soon as you can honor those fears and not shame them, then they will stop controlling your life, right? But the thing with being successful and really with getting the results that you want to be getting in any area of your life, whether it's relationships, sex, money, confidence, periods, anything, is that I've totally lost my train of thought. I'm looking at the gondola going up the mountain. What was I saying? I was talking about fear. The key thing with all of those things and with getting the results that you want to get is that you see the fear and you do it anyway. Because a lot of the time people let fear rule their lives. They don't do things because of fear or because their ego is telling them what if. Well, what if it does work, right? What if this stepping stone was the biggest stepping stone that you could take and like your dream life was right there? Like right there. You're so fucking close and you let the fear get in the way. That is not living. That is not what successful people do. So I have fear. Of course I have fucking fear. I'm not invincible. We all have fears. All successful people have fears, and we do it despite of the fears, because as soon as you honor the fear and then act anyway, the fear then, that thing that you're scared of then kind of becomes into your comfort zone, right? And once it's in your comfort zone, it's not scary anymore. So think of like a ring around you. There's 2 rings around you, okay? The first ring, everything inside the first ring around you, like a hula hoop, everything in the first hula hoop from you and the edge of the hula hoop is comfort zone. Everything's easy. Everything feels good. It's just fucking easy. Okay. And then if you reach your arms out, okay, the second hula hoop is just past arm's reach. Okay. So everything inside, everything outside your comfort zone is just outside of arm's reach, right? But it's the next level. However, if you want to get to the next level, you have to stretch your body physically and mentally and spiritually and emotionally. In this example, you have to physically stretch your body to reach your arm just that bit further out so that you can reach what's outside your comfort zone. And as soon as you reach what's outside your comfort zone, it gets pulled towards you, and now it's inside your comfort zone. So now that ring outside of you is a whole new level up. And that's how people level up quickly, right? They are not afraid to reach outside their comfort zone because they trust themselves and they back themselves. If you do not trust yourself, if you do not back yourself, then you won't be able to reach outside your comfort zone because you're worried that if shit hits the fan, that you won't back yourself, that you're just going to be like crying in fetal position in the corner. That's the problem. But when you trust yourself, when you trust the universe, when you have faith, right? When you back yourself, you're not afraid of reaching outside your comfort zone because it wouldn't be there if it wasn't for you. It's like outside my comfort zone isn't a med degree because I do not want to be a doctor. Being a doctor is not for me. Something outside my comfort zone is really going next level in speaking coaching, not me being a speaking coach, but hiring a speaking coach and going next level with like pitching, right? To like conferences. That's my next level. And it's fucking scary because it's that too much thing. And I mentioned it on my Instagram story the other day. I was actually crying because this beautiful opportunity's come up and it's fucking scary. It's so exciting. And I know it's my next level. I know it in my gut, my womb. And it's so scary because the fear of too much comes up. And this is kind of funny, not funny. Every time you take a big next level up, like when there's a big up level, some of the same fears that you've worked on can come up again, but in a new capacity. Doesn't mean that you haven't cleared the fears. It means that as you hit new levels, new things come up, new things are discovered, new wounds are opened. Doesn't make you wrong, doesn't make you a failure. It just makes that there's something else for you to work on. So just outside my comfort zone is that. But I know that it's there for a reason. It wouldn't be there if it wasn't on my path. Like a med degree isn't there because med is not, like being a doctor is not on my path. But speaking is out there, right? Like doing conferences is there. Hiring a speaking coach that's fucking insane is there, right? When I say fucking insane, I mean her expertise is fucking insane. It's outside my comfort zone because it's meant to be on my path. And I have to stretch and be uncomfortable to get it. But then as soon as I grab it, it's in my comfort zone. And then a whole new level is now outside my comfort zone. And that's how you up level quickly, because you grab the things outside your comfort zone because you're not afraid to, and then they become comfortable, they become your new normal, and then you can reach further out and further out and further out. Now, successful people, they keep reaching. They see the fear, they see the things that block them, they honor them, and they keep going anyway. Like the real trick of success is not quitting. Like if you actually want something, then you don't quit. If you actually want something, you don't say, oh, it's too hard, it's too much money, it's too this, it's too that. If you actually want something, you will do whatever it takes to make it work, money included. Because money is just an infinite source. Like money is everywhere. So if you really, really wanted something really badly, you can go find the money. you can go get the money. It's when you don't trust yourself and don't back yourself and you don't respect your higher self or your next level self, whatever you want to call it, you don't respect your soul's journey, that's when you won't go out and find the money, do the things, whatever you need to do to make things happen, because you don't trust yourself. So this is all about coming back into your body, and this is why my work has such a big focus on getting out of your head and into your body, because your body has all the answers. And even things like muscle testing and pulling tarot cards. Oh, ladies, next year, 2020, beginning of 2020, I'm going to be launching a super fucking epic fun program. It's not going to be as deep as the ones I've done now. It's going to be really witchy. We're going to be doing tarot cards and muscle testing, and we're going to be doing blood rituals and talking about the moon and just like all of the witchy things that you guys, and to creating rituals and all the stuff. So all of those things that you guys want to learn about that's more like witchy and woo-woo, I'm doing a program just for that at the beginning of next year, and I'm going to let you guys sign up in December and January. And the earlier that you sign up, same with Queen Alchemy, the earlier that you sign up to a program, the longer your payment plan can be. So keep a lookout for that for December and January, because I'll be like talking about it and launching it then. You can sign up, but we'll start in February. Anyway, so what was I going on about? I don't fucking know. Basically, successful people don't quit. Okay. And this is why it's beautiful when you get into the woo-woo witchy stuff, which I don't even think is woo-woo. I think it's fucking normal, and everybody else is not normal. That you have so much faith and trust, and because you're so in I was talking to Mum yesterday about, because we're going to come skiing in Colorado at the end of the year, and in January, and Mum and Dad are coming, and we're all going to go together. And unfortunately, my brother and my sister can't come, but they're skiing elsewhere. But Mum, Dad, and I are going to have a really nice, beautiful trip together anyway. And I said to Mum, I was like, I can hire the car if you want, I'll organize it, but I want to get a Range Rover and I'm driving it. And she was like, Monica, I just want to let you know. She's like, okay, I just want to let you know though that like they do have a history of like tipping and rolling. And I was like, no, they don't. I don't put that energy out there. I'm not available for that. We are fine as long as we're in that car and we are like safe as a fucking bug in a rug, and nothing bad's gonna happen. And she was like, you're right. She's like, you're so fucking good at this. As in, like, when she says good at this, that she means like trusting and having this like energetic component. It's fucking true. I test it out all the time. What was I doing the other day? I was typing something up. I typed this long ass email up, and then my computer froze. And I was like, fuck, I'm now going to lose the email. And I was like, no, I'm not. And so I refreshed the page, and I was like, the email is there. The email is there. Oh, there's the email. There's the email. Guess what? The email was there. The other couple times I wanted to not stop. I'm in my hotel in Aspen, and I didn't want to stop at the other levels. I wanted to like get down to the floor, like the lobby quickly. And so I literally would pretend, I would look at the number thing, and I would just imagine seeing 1, 1, 1, 1. And it works every time, because the energy that I'm putting out there is 1. So therefore that's exactly what the elevator, for example, senses, and that's how it responds. Everything is energy, ladies. Everything. Even a fucking computer, it works. It works. So having this faith and learning all the witchy stuff is a really beautiful component, I believe, to success. And I honestly believe that the way that I've gotten to this success so quickly is by having these practices, is by having faith, is by, trusting the universe, is by doing all of my witchy woo-woo things that has helped me up level so quickly. Half the time I can't even believe it. So that's me. The next thing is seeing failure as a reroute. I was talking about this with my mastermind girls the other day, that failure isn't, if you see failure as like wrong or bad, and a lot of us are afraid of failure, but when you can change your language, and we do a lot of this in my work of changing your language is a really powerful way to reprogram your mind and add some sass and fun into it. If you've worked with me before, or if you're going to, you'll know that I like to add a lot of sass and make the workload kind of light. I don't like making all of this work really heavy and serious. Like, it makes it so much harder to do. But when you add sass and when you add fun into it, it makes it easier, right? So the simple thing of like, I'm not available for that. Like when you see a cockroach on the floor in Sydney, I'm not available for cockroaches. It just helps to shift your energy in your body to that of an energy that is supportive to you, not unsupportive, right? Because whatever your energy is, you will attract more of. So if you're in lack energy, you're going to attract more of that. If you're like, I can't afford this, but your higher self knows that you want to, then that's lack energy. You're going to then continuously attract situations in your life where you cannot afford things. But as soon as you say, actually, money is all around me, I'm a match for money, I can afford this, I'm going to do this, the universe will start, as soon as you do that, the universe will start to shift things in the direction of you achieving the goals that are set out for you on your kind of journey as a human in this planet, on this planet. So with your fears, I like to see them as like, imagine there's a fork in the road, okay? And you go down the left-hand fork and then this massive quote unquote failure happens. It puts a block and it reroutes you to going right, because that's what you need, right? If you did not have failure, you would not be put on the right path. You would have so many fucking paths in front of you. You'd be so overwhelmed that you either would do nothing, right? Or you would go down the wrong path because nothing was telling you, no, this isn't the right path. Like let's go back to the doctor one. Let's say I had the path of like doctor, period coach, and doing my commerce degree, okay? Well, I fucking hate blood and I was no good at science and chemistry and physics in school. That was quote unquote a failure. So that kind of blocked off that path for me, which was good because it's obviously not my fucking path, right? Then I went and did my commerce degree and my commerce, business bachelor majoring in marketing or whatever the fuck it was. And I fucking hated that, right? I absolutely hated it. And I hated it because I don't like going to uni. One, it was the biggest waste of my time going in and out of uni. The lectures were boring as fuck. Like, it was just so dry and like horrendous. And if you've gone to uni, you understand that what you learn at uni is not what you fucking learn in real life. And this is the whole thing with like qualifications and degrees. A lot of girls are like, oh, I don't have a degree in this. I don't have a qualification in this. It's like, no. If you are born to do something, you don't need no qualification. Like, people are so surprised when they find out I'm 22 years old because they're like, you do not seem 22 years old. The reason is I'm acting from my soul all the time, and my soul is like 22,000 years old. It is not 22 years old. Like, I have been doing this work for centuries, right? For as long as time has been around. So my soul, that's why I know all of this so intuitively and just so randomly, and I can pick it up so quickly, is because like deep down I actually know all of this stuff from like past lives. Anyway, so went into my marketing degree. Again, failure, another block in the road, which meant that I had to go down, not had to, but I was kind of really like energetically forced to go down the route of period coaching and femininity and all that sort of stuff, which was important because that's my path. But if I didn't have failures, I wouldn't have been rerouted, okay? The next one is, I've said not being ruled by your fears. The next one is being the best version of yourself. If you are operating from a lack or a shitty version of yourself, that is not supportive to being the best version of yourself and therefore attracting your dream life. So if you know that you are not your best self, that you are a bit of a bitch, that you are a bit cold, that you are emasculating, that you are not in your body, you're in your head all the time, that you always have to have the last fucking say, that you're egotistical, that you're negative fucking Nancy, that your mindset with money is shit, that you're not being your best self, then how the fuck can you think that you're going to get your dream life? How the fuck can you think that you're going to be this sensual, embodied, feminine, goddess, alluring, magnetic woman that I know you all want to be, because that's why you're listening to my podcast? You can't if you're not being the best version of yourself, right? And when I say the best version of yourself, I want to reiterate that when I say that, I mean like feminine, right? Because the best version of yourself, if you are a feminine woman, then that's being the most feminine woman that you can be without obviously being like some airy fairy floating around doing nothing. But I'll talk about this in another episode, the kind of different types of feminine. I'm actually going to be doing this a lot in the New York event, kind of going through the different flavors of feminine, because, for example, I'm quite a fiery feminine, but people say I'm like a marshmallow. Actually, my friend John says I'm a marshmallow, and that I'm like fiery on the outside, but I'm very mushy on the inside, which is true. If you know me personally, if you've been in a relationship with me, you know that I'm actually quite mushy on the inside and very, very soft and warm. Lol, I did not used to be soft and warm. Oh, by the way, I know I mentioned on another podcast, which I don't know whether it's out yet, but you'll hear this somewhere, that I was going to invite one of my exes on my podcast, and he was like a catalyst for me really doing this work. And lo and behold, I emailed him, and it just, wow, it really like just put some things together. Not put some things together, but it just proved to me, unfortunately, he has not done the work, because he replied with a very not high vibrational, I'm going to say, email reply. So I was like, well, that's really sad, because he has so much potential but hasn't done the work. And this is kind of the thing, ladies, like, you don't want to hold on to exes that you are like, they're going to do the work, because like, a butterfly just flew past my window, because they probably won't do the work. I wasn't holding on to him, but it was just a shame because he has a lot of potential for a beautiful woman, but each to their own. Anyway, that's that. So being the best version of yourself, because if you identify as a feminine woman, so when I say that, it's like 90% of women have a feminine core and 10% have a masculine core. So if, for example, your idea of like bliss is like surrendering and being wrapped up in a man's arms, and being looked after and treasured and cherished, then you have a feminine core. But for those women that don't want to do that, they actually want to like control and make up all the decisions, and they want to hug somebody else, and they never want to surrender. That's then a masculine core, and so they would attract a man with a feminine core. So if you want to be the best version of yourself, I'm saying right now here that is meaning, because my best version of myself is my most embodied feminine, in my body, soulful, ecstatic, alluring version of myself. That's what I mean when I talk about that. And really living from your soul. When you live from your soul, like everything is so freeing and so easy because you're not in your head thinking about everything. And a lot of women that have anxiety, as soon as they do the work with me to get into their body, their anxiety goes away. And this actually happened for quite a few girls in Queen Alchemy. So I'm vibing that Queen Alchemy is a really good one for anxiety, as is the Mastermind, but Queen Alchemy is kind of like the next one. The Mastermind won't start till like Feb next year. So this is actually the last program I'm running for this year. So unless you're a one-on-one client, the only other way to work with me is to join Queen Alchemy. Okay, the next one that I want to talk about is, in order for you to be in that group of successful people, like the things that successful people have in common is knowing their value in the marketplace. Right? When you know your value, you constantly back yourself, and then you don't second guess yourself, so you can up level much faster. And this also ties in with doing the embodiment work and the mindset work. Successful people never stop doing, quote unquote, the work. They never stop learning. They never say, I know enough. They never say, oh, I already know that. Because there's always like a new way that you could hear something. Or, you know what I mean? Like they never, ever say, I already know that, right? Or I know everything. I don't need to learn anymore. They're always wanting to learn. They're always wanting to expand themselves, because life is limitless. Like your up leveling, ladies, is fucking limitless. So even if you have done a bit of feminine work, or you've gone to somebody else's event, if you haven't gone to my New York event, which nobody has because it's never been fucking done before, then you don't already know it, right? So therefore you would benefit from it. And if you are saying, oh, I don't need to go, I already know that, then you're in your ego. If it's not calling you, then that's fine, because the things that call you, they call you because your higher self, like that next level version of yourself, your soul self, is like, you need to do that in order to meet me kind of thing. That's why you feel pulled. But if you don't feel pulled towards things, you don't need to do them because they're not for you. You only feel pulled towards things that are like helping you get to your next level. So listening to those pulls, because your womb like knows that you need to take action, is really, really important if you want to get to like your next level and get to your dream life. All right. And that's also with stretching outside your comfort zone. So the things outside your comfort zone, like they pull you and you're like, oh, I'm scared. But when you reach them and you bring them into your comfort zone, it's like, boom, you just hit a new level in your life and maybe in your business as well. Okay. The next thing is also having a burning desire, having a fire lit up your ass. If you don't have a fire under your ass, then you won't have the drive and the momentum and the gumption to want to work towards things, right? You'll be a lot slower. You probably won't care as much. Having a fire under your ass is a really beautiful part of being on this human journey. And you can be in your feminine, have a fire under your ass, because if you're one of my clients, I am your fire under your ass. Like my clients don't budge. If they aren't doing the work, then they are no longer in the group. Then I remove them from the group, right? Because I'm not available for people that don't really want the results. And also I care a lot about the potency of my groups. So if you are like diminishing the potency of the group by not showing up, then bye-bye Felicia, right? And I'm doing a favor to you by doing that, because doing that for a lot of people, actually being kicked out of something, can light the fire under their ass to help them create their dream life. So I do everything I do for my clients, I do from a place of pure fucking love for their higher self, not because I'm being a bitch. So having that burning desire and having a fire under your ass, whether it's your own fire, whether it's you hiring a coach, whether it's me or somebody else, that does light the fire under your ass is really important. Like, I do hold my clients really accountable. I know a lot of coaches are like, I don't hold my clients accountable. That's their job. I get that, but my clients pay me to hold them accountable. So I hold them accountable, right? Like, I literally have on my calendar check in with so-and-so about her package today. And they have like challenges and like all this shit they have to do. Especially if this is more for my business coaching clients. But then even for the girls in the mastermind of Queen Alchemy, I'm messaging them, I'm following up with them. All the girls from this round of the mastermind and the next round of Queen Alchemy, they all get homework sheets, and like that holds them accountable. Because accountability is a really important piece, and I get, ladies, that we often self-sabotage because it's comfortable and it's easy. So it is my job to help pull you out of that self-sabotage thing, and that's why you're paying me to do that. That's why I fucking do that for you. The next thing is taking inspired action. Like, taking inspired fucking action is so important in order for you to reach your next level self. If you are not taking inspired action, if you are just sitting and like writing in a journal every day and like manifesting but not taking inspired action, nothing's going to work, right? Successful people know that taking inspired action is a really, really key part of this work, as is the energy side of things. But taking inspired action could be hiring the coach, it could be going to the event, it could be buying the book, it could be hiring an accountant, it could be hiring a manager or an assistant. That is also taking inspired action, or reaching out to brands or whatever it is. It's taking the action that's really important, because the law of attraction is really important, but the law of action is really important, like really, really important. And I feel like a lot of people forget the law of action. So that is really, really important. And with the law of action, it's also about the law of cause and effect. Like, the universe keeps track. So the law of cause and effect is kind of like karma. So for example, if you're not paying your bills, then why do you think money's going to come in? If you have like hired a coach and you're not paying her, or your payments are always late, then that's going to show up in other areas of your life. It's a law of cause and effect. Like, if you are not paying your payments, for example, then don't expect your business to be successful, right? Because you are not showing up for yourself, and the energy is so fucking off if you have like signed a contract to pay somebody and then you haven't, or if you are like late on your bills and you're like, why aren't people paying me? Or like, why isn't my business working? It's like, well, that's a fucking that can be an absolute valid reason, because there is such a mismatch in the energy, right? And feeding money lack energy is just going to feed more lack energy, right? So the law of cause and effect can also be like, for example, if your soul knows that you need to go and do something and you don't do it, well, then that's kind of like karma. Or if you've been a bitch to somebody, if you've paid for a program and then you haven't actually done it and shown up because of like, I'm too good, or like whatever fucking shit your ego is telling yourself, then that's also, the universe is listening to that. It's fucking listening. The universe keeps a fucking track of what's going on. And if you are late for payments, not doing things, self-sabotaging all the time, if you are, you know, just assuming things are going to work whilst you're sitting on your ass and watching Netflix all day, then don't expect things to show up the way that you want them to show up if you are not taking the inspired action. And then the last thing that is so important is constantly working on your money mindset. So successful people are constantly working on their money mindset. And I'm pretty sure every single person in this world has something wrong with their money mindset, right? It's a fact, because we live in an economy and there is a lot of safety attached to money. So every day, literally every day, I'm working on my money mindset, whether it's like one of my reprogramming tracks that you get as my clients, whether it's writing in my journal, positive affirmations, whether it's visualization, whether it's sitting in a bougie hotel, whether it's, you know, paying for something and then saying money's going to flow back to me tenfold. I'm always working on my money mindset and like my mindset work, even if it's like, oh, that's really expensive, but actually I'm going to be like, for example, like, staying in this same apartment hotel thing in Aspen for January, it's like, oh, that's a lot of money. Like, that's a lot of money, right? It's like peak season, so it's like fucking insane. But I'm like, oh, but like when I'm in January, I'm going to be making even more impact. I'm going to be having even more clients. So therefore, of course I can afford that. Of course I can pay to stay there. Easy, done, right? And because of that, right, that constant money mindset and just putting out there like, well, duh, of course I'm going to be like having more money and making more of an impact. To me, money equals impact. Of course, it's all going to be the case in January next year. So like, yeah, cool, I can book this place easy, because I just put out there like, duh, like really around a lot of stuff, I just put out that energy of like, of course, like duh, as if it's not going to, as if it wouldn't happen. And that's that sass that I was talking about. It makes things lighter. It makes things easier. It helps me to also not think about things so much. So I'm like, yeah, duh, it's going to be sold out. Yeah, duh, I'm going to be having more impact. Yeah, duh, I'm going to get a TEDx talk. Like, of course, like, why the fuck wouldn't I? And that really helped my brain to just like not worry about the how, but I'm focusing on the why. That is super important for money mindset. Not focusing on the how, but focusing on the why. So I hope that you guys got some nuggets out of there, and I really encourage you to just go through those and be like, where am I not doing these things, and how do I need to be doing them? How do I need to listen to my soul more? What's my soul telling me to do so I can become a match for my dream life? Because I want you all to be having a dream life, and I really, really, really want you all to be living in your feminine flow, because life is so fucking easy when you're in your body and out of your head. And with that, if you haven't booked your tickets to New York, I really encourage you to do so. Ladies, we are making it the safest fucking container for you. We are going to do a group Zoom call as well in October before everyone comes. So you're all going to actually know everybody before you get there. I'm going to know all of you as well. That way, and make sure you message me when you buy your ticket so I can like say hi, and I can also like know your face, because that way, you all feel really comfortable. We're going to make it so fucking comfy cozy. It's going to be like you're walking into a big womb, and you're so comfy cozy in the womb, and then you get rebirthed into this beautiful feminine version of yourself. So this is an event that's not actually going to be changing just like the following month of your life or the following week. The intention and the way that I'm designing it is to be changing the rest of your life, your relationships, your health, your money mindset, your job, your everything, like your kids. Like when you heal everyone down the line in your family. Like, it's fucking magical. And if you saw on my Instagram stories, the mind map that I've done of everything that I'm going to like be talking about, topics, processes that I'm taking you guys through is fucking humongous. Shelby, my manager, is like, what the hell, Monica? I'm like, yeah, I know. It's going to be insane. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to email us, manager at monicayates.com.au with any questions, or you can send me a DM on Instagram and I'll also answer. But I really cannot wait for those of you that are coming. I'm so fucking excited. We've got girls flying in from everywhere: Europe, Australia, Canada, US. So please, if you got any questions, let me know. Make sure you're in the Facebook page as well, so that you can like meet the other girls, and maybe like, you know, tee up the same flight. It's going to be such a magical event. The brands we're getting on board is epic. If you have bought a ticket and you want to upgrade to the very important woman ticket so you have dinner with me, then let me know and we can upgrade you. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, ladies. Oh, and if you haven't written a review on my podcast, I'd be really grateful if you can share it on your Instagram story and write a review. I'm really, really grateful when I go in and read all the reviews, and I'm so grateful for them. I literally say to every single review, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like when every payment comes through, I'm like, thank you. I have so much gratitude for my money and for my clients, and so much gratitude for the women that are investing in themselves. And boy, oh boy, does it pay off. So I'm excited for all of them. I'm excited for you guys that are coming to New York and those that are joining Queen Alchemy. Oh, and I am taking on male clients at the moment for one-on-one. So if you are a man listening to this and you want to do some deep work, let me know. If you have a partner that has been looking for a coach, also let them know that I am doing coaching now, and it is magical to do coaching with the opposite sex. So especially because men have a lot of wounding around women. So I would really encourage men to actually do coaching with women, because it creates a whole nother element of healing. It's just fucking magical. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Have a lovely day, ladies, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you got lots of chicken nuggets out of today's episode. I would be really, really grateful if you'd be able to leave me a review and a star rating that you think is appropriate, hopefully 5. And if you could share this podcast so that I can help more women live a life of flow and ease, I would be so fucking grateful. Make sure you tag me in it on Instagram so I can personally thank you, because I know so many of my clients have found me literally because their friends have posted about my podcast on their Instagram story. And I just want to help as many women as possible. So by you sharing it, I would be so fucking grateful, and I'm sure your friends would be too. If you do want to welcome me, please do check out my website for all those details. And of course, you can DM me on Instagram with any other questions. If you have any podcast things you want me to talk about, any ideas, any feedback, I am always open to it, and I always love hearing what you guys have to say. So please don't hesitate about that either. I will catch you on the flip side. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are.